Hello, Mina. Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to be doing a wreath attachment. This is the elf butt. So all you can see is that it's just his butt and then his legs with the feet. I did take these apart and put it back together with E6000. The specific things that I had to take apart were the fur needed to be glued back on. The shoes had to be glued back on. The bells. These straps, which I obviously didn't glue down enough here. And then I also re-glued up here where the wire is coming out. I think that's all I did for this one. Yeah. If you have an issue with the wire coming out the top, that means it's not closed tight enough up here. But what you can also do is just find where the wire loops down here. And then, yeah, see, it's like right here. And then get a piece of string and a needle. And then just sew with the same color of whatever it's on. And then just sew through the loop there. And it'll keep it down there. Okay? So what we're going to start with, we have our 14-inch Dollar Tree frame. Okay, and please make sure that you squeeze them and make sure that nothing pops off and that it doesn't break. Okay, that is very important, especially for the Dollar Tree ones. We have this Techly Deco mesh with the tinsel running through it. It's white and red. And then I also have the lime green fabric mesh. They are both 10 inches. These curls I actually got from the at-home store last year. I could only find the one, but I figure I could take them apart and put the curls everywhere, so it doesn't really matter. So we're going to be doing these. And then I have this lime green ribbon with the suckers and gumdrops. I figured that would be nice with the elf butt. It does have the plastic crimped on the side, so that would help with the fraying. There's not going to be any sewing that's going to be coming off the end there. The ribbon and the mesh I all got from Craft Outlet. This ribbon, on the other hand, came from Costco. It's sheer, except for where the red and the white is. So it's candy cane striped, but sheer. All the ribbon that I use have wire in them. That's my little pin that I put in there. Okay, let's put those to the side for now. I'll put this to the side for now. Actually, let's go ahead and put some glue on this real fast. Yeah, I'm running out of glue here. And that's okay. I'm going to get some here in a couple of days. And I'm just going to put it on here like this and just push it down. And then if you rub your fingers like this, all the E6000 will kind of rub off. I'm also going to be using these multicolored lights. They come in a 20 count bulb. They are from Walmart. They're battery pack. That's what we're going to use today. The tools that you're going to need is the scissors. These are my ribbon cutting scissors. My wire cutters. The mesh cutting scissors. Wire. This is 22 gauge wire. You're also going to need the clips, pipe cleaners, obviously E6000 if you haven't done this yet. And then I'm going to be using my Sharpie in order to measure out the pipe cleaners. Okay, So let's put these to the side for now. I'm not going to need these quite yet. Okay, we should be good on this. E6000 dries really fast with fabric. I'm going to put it over here for now. Okay. So if you are new here and you don't know what I'm talking about with the marker, I measure out my pipe cleaners, like the width on in between each one, with my hand instead of using the board, because the board is straight and the wreath frame is circle. You do not have to do this. This is the way I do it. And I measure out 4 inches. Honestly, I just need to get a tattoo of that and then I won't have to worry about it. So you need to measure 4 inches from each pipe cleaner, and that's how I do that. If you don't know why, it's because most of the mesh that I use is 10 inches. Half on one side would be 5 inches. The other half on the other side of the pipe cleaner would be 5 inches. And then the 1 inch overlap on each side, that's why 4 inches. Okay. Go. These pipe cleaners I got from Amazon. Just be careful on what you order. I did review some pipe cleaners that I got that were just so flimsy. As you can see, this one kind of just stands up straight, and when you wiggle it around, it still comes back up. These ones, however, here, let's see if we can get it straight. It does not go straight. They're very flimsy. They don't have enough wire in them, so they just kind of flop over, and they've been really, really easy. I don't use these, okay? I did review the one that I got, and I put a 1 star, so you can look through that if you would like, if you can find them. One of these days, I will be able to get an Amazon affiliate link. That way you guys can get the things that I approve of. That would be amazing, but I guess we'll have to wait. All right, so we're gonna start with putting our pipe cleaners on. So here is the wreath base. You're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 rungs, and then these are brackets going up and down, okay? We're gonna be putting pipe cleaners on 3 and 4 and 2 and 3, okay? So this one is gonna go on 3 and 4, and you're just gonna measure them up and then twist. And you're gonna wanna twist on rung 3. This will make your knot on rung 3. That's where you want your knot. You don't want your knot all the way over here on rung 4. That'll make the mesh go way too far over, and it'll leave open gaps in the middle. And I'm just picking 2 random spots. There we go. So as you can see, when I do the pipe cleaners, I go around 2 rungs. This one is on rungs 2 and 3. The knot is on number 2. This one is on 3 and 4, and the knot is number 3. Okay? When you do it, I put the pipe cleaners that are on these 2 rungs towards the middle, and these ones out. That way you don't mix them up. So now you're just going to measure from the first pipe cleaner, and your next little dash there is going to be where your next one goes. Just make sure that you put your knot on rung 3 for the inner ones. And you only need to go around twice. You don't need to go more than that. And this one's going to go on rung 2. And you're just going to go around and do that through the whole thing. This method also is okay for So this method of putting the pipe cleaners on with the 4 inches, this method would work for cruffles, ruffles, bubbles and poofs. This would be too close together. I would do around 6 inches for bubbles and poofs, depending on how many bubbles and poofs you're doing and how close you want them and how big you're doing them. So those are all different variations. So I wouldn't use this method for that. Anything that you would cut off that poofs out to the sides, this would be okay for. Any petal methods, this would not be okay for. It's going to be mainly cruffles and ruffles that this method would do good for. There we go. And looks like my washer is done. There we go. So we're going to do this all the way around. Hopefully it'll add up to about 17. That's usually the magic number on this frame. If you end up with 15, then you measured wrong. You have a couple that are not measured right. And you'll end up with holes in the middle of your wreath. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, they're attached. Every once in a while, you'll have to adjust them so that you can fit one extra in, because something is just a little bit off, and that's okay. You guys can adjust and make it so that you have enough space in between them. You'll probably see what I mean here in a minute. I have a feeling I'm not going to get a perfect one this time. Here. Oh, this one is pretty close. This bottom one here. Oh, this one's moving. Hold on. Please make sure that you make them tight. If they move when you barely touch them, they're not tight enough. You're gonna have to tighten them. Okay. So this one would go here. This one would go there. So I think I'm gonna put it here. And let's see how many we got. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Perfect. I didn't think we would get a perfect one this time, but we did. Please make sure that your pipe cleaners are not loose, that they're not going anywhere. And I don't push them hard. I just kind of tap on them and see that one moved. That one moved a little. There we go. And I just undo them and then tighten them. That's all I'm doing. There we go. All right, now that that is done, we need to cut our mesh. And I have a little broken laundry basket right next to me that I use. It can't really be used for anything else because it's broken. So that's what I use it for. All right. So you're going to be doing 17 cuts. So that means 8 of each color, and then we'll have 1 extra. And then you're going to be doing them at 28 inches. Try to do them in between the 2 lines that go this way. So right now my 28 inches is about here, but I'm going to go in the middle here. Okay? So you're going to do 8 of each of these colors, and then we can come back and see what color we need after we have them all cut. And we have them all put on. As you probably have already guessed, we are going to be doing cruffles. We're going to be doing my folded cruffles. They're the best for wreath attachments because they cover so much space and they don't leave much room for holes on your base. So that is why I do those. If you do like a poof or a bubble, I would suggest ones that are the butts because they wouldn't be pushing down all on the poofs or the bubbles. That's the problem with those, is that if you put a sign or something on top of it, then it's going to push down your poof or your bubble, and then it'll make it flat instead of poofy. The pull through, same thing. If you're going to do that, then you're going to have to push down the ruffles, and it's just not going to look the best that it could. That's why I do cruffles, because I can pull them individually out and around. On top of that, there's less fraying. There's also less fraying if you use the bubbles or the poofs. This is just my preferred method. All right. So I'm going to cut all these, and then we will come back and I'll show you how to do the folded cruffles if you don't know how to do that yet. If you are new, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. You will find my Facebook and Instagram, TikTok in the information down below. Okay, and I will come back when everything is cut. Okay, so now that all of our pieces are cut, we're going to do the folded cruffle. So what you're going to want to do is first figure out if it's curl side up or curl side down. We're doing curl side up, so that means that when you unroll it and it curls up towards the ceiling. I'm going to put something heavy on here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so you see the corners here? This is the edge that you cut. Okay, so you're going to take the corner and you're just going to fold it over like a triangle. And then you're going to do the same thing on this side. And then you're going to fold this flap about halfway up the triangles. Just like that. Then you're going to go over these corners here and fold over. That's what it should look like now. Then you're going to crease it down, and then you're going to lift it up and roll it. This is going to create the curl. Get your clip, put it on the middle of the curl. Flip it around. And then do it again. You can pull like this extra stuff off if it bothers you. but it's not necessary. Okay. So corner, and then the other corner. Then the flap halfway down. Then the flap again over the corner pieces. This is basically, oh, and curl. Okay. This is basically making it so that this edge piece isn't revealed, so that it'll fray less because it's stuck in there. Okay. So now you're going to follow your line, their middle line, all the way up over to the other curl. So you're going to bring your fingers out. You're going to pinch the curl with your pointer finger and your thumb. And then take your fingers out, pull towards you, and this will create a pleat. And that should be about the same size as your curl. Okay, do it again. If it's too high, then you're bringing too much in. If it's too low, then you need to bring more in. And that is how you make your croffle. It should look like this when you are done. Okay? Let's do it again. Corner, other corner, bring up the flap halfway, then over the corner pieces, crease, then roll it. Try to keep an eye on exactly, it really helps with these ones because you can see all the checks. So it'll help you figure out where to stay in the middle. Then clip it, flip it around, and then do it again. Crease it down, roll it, and then you do your ruffle. So fingers out, pull towards you. I think you have better control if you pull towards you instead of climbing up like so many other people do. But either way should be fine as long as you follow the same line going up. Last one. Figured I'd do one of each color at least. Corner, fold it over. Okay, your flap, the flap again, and then curl. Your curl diameter should be about 1 inch. There we go. And then curl it. There we go. Now we are done with all of our croffles. And yes, I pre-made them just so that we can move along a little bit faster. Okay. So your croffle bundle, this is what that is. And then you have your pipe cleaners. You'll be putting one bundle in each of the pipe cleaners. So you're going to open it so that your pipe cleaners are going up and down, not side to side. Always up and down. Okay? Undo your clip. Put it in the middle on top of your knot. Bring up the pipe cleaners. Switch their places so it creates an X. And then pull down and twist. Okay, and that is your Cruffle bundle. And I know it doesn't look like much right now, but I promise it will later. Move on to your next one, and we're going to alternate the colors. So we're going to do red this time. Put it on your knot. Bring up your pipe cleaners. Pull down and twist. These deco ones, it is a little bit harder to pull down, but you'll get used to it once you get practiced. Okay. So let's start with a green down here. And you're going to do that all the way around for both rows. Just alternating between red and green. And this way you could do this is you can do more than 2 colors. I've done up to 5 colors, especially when I do like the Pride events. It's up to you. Your imagination is just how far you can go. So, and I also use little pieces. So you have 5 different colors that would all go with it. You can do the little pieces left from each one of your rolls into one wreath, as long as the colors are coordinated enough to go together. And I usually have a little bit left on each roll, so that is a good way to use them. During Christmas time, though, I order certain things so that they're the same. Not all of them are the same, but the ones that I know that I'm going to use a lot of that same color, I'll use the same kind of mesh in that color so that when I have extras, it will add up to one full roll. It saves on cost that way. There we go. And I usually do the inner ones first and then work my way out. It's easier that way. This part goes pretty fast. The cruffles and then the cutting usually take the longest, along with cutting the ribbon. Usually takes the longest out of everything is cutting the ribbon, depending on what you're actually doing with the ribbon. There we go. Well, I don't like to have the same one like right above each other, but sometimes you just can't help that. There we go. I think I'm gonna finish this inner part and then we'll do the outer. We still have one color left to put in. If you would like to, down in the comments, you can write right now what color you think will be our extra piece. I've done both colors. I've done just one color. Depends on what we need right there and what I got left. So for this part, I'm just pushing both of the side mesh down until I get this put in, this bundle, and then I'll pull them up and re-straighten them out. There we go. I think that's looking pretty good so far. Very elfish, you know, Santa elf. Not like, you know, Lord of the Rings elf. They're two very different things. Dropped one of my bundles on the floor. There we go. Okay. And then the red. This is our last piece, so we're going to have to figure out which one we're going to put there. Okay. So we have a red on this side, a green on this side. So since we have a red here and here, I'm saying we're going to go green. I think that'll probably do it. Just so you guys can see how much we have left from each roll. This is how much I have from each roll. You can probably get about 12 pieces out of each roll with using Ruffles. And I only cut 8 out of each of these, so there's that much at least. Every once in a while you'll come up a little short, or you'll have an extra one. It's just however they cut it. There we go. And then we are done with those. Okay, so then let's do one more cruffle and then we are done with the cruffles. And then corner, flap, flap, roll, ruffle, there we go. And we're just going to put this on the last one. So usually we put the picks on one of the last things that we do, along with the lights. Okay. So here is the butt. And the butt is going to get attached. Move all this mesh out of the way. Up here like this. It's kind of a flat butt, honestly. It's going to get attached up here like this. And then the legs come down like that. Kind of wish it had a bigger booty, you know. that. You know what? Since it's not going to be in the way of anything, maybe we'll just put the attachment now. So you have your wires coming out right here. So we're going to put them around rungs 3 and 4. So I'm just going to bend this wire down and go around rung 3. And then I'm just going to tighten this on. This wire is pretty thick. If it doesn't stay where you would like the butt or the legs to stay, you can always add some more wire. And then you just push this over. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push the mesh out from away the butt so that the mesh is actually seen and not kind of hidden underneath. There we go. All right. So that's what that looks like. So I think we're gonna do a trail today. We think we're gonna do a trail with this one, and we'll do the accent ribbon with this one. So let's put that over here for now. So for this one, let's pull some ribbon out. So we're gonna need 17 pieces. Oh my gosh, glitter is going everywhere. Okay. Get your ribbon cutting scissors. And we're gonna cut this at 12 inches. If you wanna know why 12 inches, the mesh is 10 inches, correct? And then you have at least a ½ inch from it being put into the twist ties, the pipe cleaners. So that is 10½ inches. And then you want it to come past the mesh just a little bit because it will curve up. So that is why we do 12 inches. You're going to need 17 of these pieces in whatever ribbon of your choosing. This is just the ribbon I'm choosing. $15, $16, $17. Okay, we counted right. All right, we don't need this ribbon anymore. So all you're going to do is get the ends and match them up. And you want to match up to the bottom corner. So sometimes you don't cut it exactly straight, and that's okay. So match up to the lowest corner. Hot dog it around, so fold it like a hot dog. And then you're going to cut from the middle where you folded it out to the lowest corner. And you will have the perfect triangles each time. Sorry, I had a piece of mesh on my shirt and it was poking me. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be covered in glitter. And so you're going to do that with all of the ribbon that you just cut. All 17 pieces. Okay, so now that all of our ribbon has been cut and dovetailed, let's go ahead and bring our wreath back over here. You're just going to get the ribbon that you just cut and then scrunch it once in the middle, once on each edge. And I'll show it to you again. And then put it in between your pipe cleaner. You do not have to open it to where your mesh is. I just put it right on top. You only need to twist once or twice. You pinch the side, pinch the middle, bring it to yourself and pinch. And then bring it to the end here and bring it down and then pinch it in the middle. Pop out the little caves that makes it happen and then pop it into your mesh. Do that again in the middle, bring it to the left, on the right, all the way down, pop out the caves. Put it into your pipe cleaner. We're going to do that all the way around, and then we will do the other ribbon. If you are new to this channel and you don't know what trailing is, it's an easier way to put your ribbon in. It also lowers the amount of cutting that you need and the amount of ribbon that you use. So this is a good way to use it if you don't have a full roll of ribbon. If that is the case, I do suggest to do at least 2 to 3 different ribbons, just so that you have enough ribbon to cover everything. This is usually the time of the video where I ask what everybody is watching. I currently watch the newest One Piece episode, which is 1081. Oh my gosh. That one threw me through a loop, and I can't say anything because it's going to be really big spoilers. Let's just say my mind was blown. I'm also watching Jujutsu Kaisen, Dr. Stone. I started The Intern. No, it wasn't The Intern. It was Suits. It was Suits. Sometimes you need something kind of brainless to listen to. And that's usually what the live action stuff is. The main reason why I watch anime is because I usually predict whatever is going to happen in regular shows by the time whatever it is that I predicted was going to happen. I've already known for many episodes. But anime, I can't predict that usually. Usually they are so spontaneous, I just can't predict it, and that's what I like about it. It lets me sit and enjoy it instead of trying to figure out what's going to happen next, you know? Because I already know that I'm not going to be able to predict it. Usually. Go. You're just going to go all the way around and put one of these in each of the pipe cleaner mesh bundles. If you're doing more than 2 ribbons, then you can go ahead and add another one. Just cut it at 10.5 so that we can see the one that's on the bottom. And since this is sheer, if you want to put this one on top and then do a different color underneath, that would also look good. This is the best I have figured out how to do with the butts. The Grinch butts, the elf butts, witch butts, literally anything that has like the butt portion and the legs. This is usually the formula that I use. And I use a 14-inch base with the folded cruffles. And then always put it at the top of the rung. You can't even tell that there is space in between. So the rung doesn't even start to about here. And you can't even tell. So this is just the best that I have come up with. If you have done a butt before, is this helpful? Or did you find a better way to do it? I know that there's not a lot of YouTube people that do wreaths, that do wreath attachments. A lot of them don't know how to do them. And so slowly over time, I have figured out how I do them with a lot of mistakes going through. I tried to do a penguin, not last year, but the year before. Oh my gosh, that thing. I did not like the look of that. Because I followed what the pictures looked like online instead of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And so it just didn't turn out very well. Okay, now that that is done, we're going to pull some of this ribbon out. It's easier to work with it instead of pulling it as I go, to pull some of it out like this. And then I just do this so that it's not, you know, crooked or anything. All right. So now that I have that done, I think we're going to do this one. So this one is almost directly in the middle. So I'm going to do this one here. And I'm going to undo it until you get to the ribbon. And then you're going to measure where you want your ribbon to go. And then you're just going to crease it like we did before. And then put it in the bundle. Don't cut it. Keep it the way it is. And that's what it's going to look like. You have this piece here, and then you have the tail that you already cut that's already in there. And then you're going to go to the next one on the left. You're going to open it and bring this one over, and you're going to measure to where you want it to be. It needs to go over the mesh and all the way down into the pipe cleaner. That's how much room that you need. So at least 6 inches. But mine is probably closer to 7. It should be able to move back and forth without catching on the mesh. And then I just bring it down to where the pipe cleaner is so that I can figure out where it needs to go. And we're going to do that all the way around until we get to the other side. There we go. And yes, it is going to go underneath the legs. It's better than cutting it and then restarting it. Just make sure that you don't move the ribbon that was underneath it. There then now we're over here. And you're going to put this one in here. It's that easy. It's just basically trailing it from one pipe cleaner to the other. Honestly, I'm thinking about putting in some other attachments. I think that would be fun. Some like candy or something. You know, fake candy, not real candy. I have some like candy ribbon tree looking things. I think I got it from Joann's last year. Maybe I'll put those in here. There we go. So now we are back to where we started. This is the first one, and we're just going to open it and then put this one in. Just like that. And then we're gonna cut it, where's my scissors, to the length that we want it to be at. And then you're gonna dovetail it. So fold it over, just like that. And then we'll do the other one. There we go. This one, we're going to start at the same spot. And we're going to do the same thing and go all the way around. We're basically just doing the same thing except for the outer rungs. There we go. We're just going to go all the way around again. And I do think that I'm going to get some more wreath attachments and put more in here. We'll do some picks besides the curls that we've already chosen out. I think we're going to make this one fun. So after we put all of this ribbon in, I'm going to have to pause the video and find some more that I want to put in. There we go. Luckily, when we are done with this, we're done with all of the ribbon. And then I should have enough ribbon and left over of this green to use it in a different wreath. go. Pull some more out. Told you we would use all that. There we go. 2 more and then we're done. Last one. So we figured out where we started, so it's right here. And we're going to do exactly like we did last time and just put our loop back in. And then we're going to tie it off. And then get our scissors. Cut about the same length. Alright, and then don't forget to dovetail. There we go. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and try to see if we can do this without putting the wire on. So I'm going to put this one right here. And we're just going to stick it in. And then don't go through the mesh. And then go down to where you need it to be at. I'm going to flip it over. So this is it. And then you're going to go around the rung. Let's go around the rung, but not on the other side of the mesh. Like that. And then we'll bring it up and then go around the candy cane. Where did it go? There it is. There we go. It worked. All right, let's fix our curl here because it got all messed up. There we go. And then we'll put another one here. And we're going to do the same thing. Bring it down, put it around the rung, bring it back up, and put it around the actual pick part. And then fix your curl. And we'll put one over here somewhere. Let's put this last one right here. And this will be the last of our picks. And then we'll put our lights in. done. Okay. Then let's fix this curl because it looks really bad. And I'm just gonna curl it around, push it down, that kind of thing, until you like what it looks like. There we go. Okay. So there we go. All right. Let's go ahead and put our lights on. So like I said before, these lights came from Walmart. It looks like I got scratched quite a few times here. That's just part of the job, you know? All right. Let's turn these on. So this one actually has a timer. It has a timer setting and an off and then the on. That's what they look like. I like the little domes instead of like the pointy ones. Let's turn it around. And we're going to want to do the bottom. So here's the bottom down here. All right. So get yourself some pipe cleaners. And you're going to put the pipe cleaner around rungs 2 and 3. Just like that. And then because this paper is here, I'm going to put this underneath along with some of the cord. And the first light is going to go down here. You're going to bring your pipe cleaners up, match up the ends, and twist really good. And then do the same thing. Okay. Now that you've done that, go ahead and cut so that it's only about 1.5 inches. And then just kind of push these over. These pieces you can use to wrap the lights around the rung, so please keep them. All right. So now you need to map out where you're going to put all of your lights. And I usually do a couple. Oh, we didn't cut the wire. Let's cut the wire real fast. It'll lead to problems later. Make sure the wire goes directly into the trash, and then you just push it over. You're going to want at least a good 1/2 inch with the wire before you cut it. There we go, almost done. My clippers actually are magnetized, and so the little tiny pieces get stuck on them, which is a good thing, honestly. So I don't really have to worry about the itty bitty pieces when I'm cutting with the wire cutters. Okay. So here's our lights. Find the very end, so the last light, okay? Since the cord is coming out that way, we're gonna go around this way, and the last light will be right here. And now we just need to map out where they all need to be. So don't attach them yet, you need to map it out first. That way you know that you have it all in the right spots. And you're gonna need at least a 20 count for the 14-inch frame. And I usually do one in the middle, and then I'll do one in the bunch that's coming out like this. Just like that. Almost done. We're little tangles. There we go. Down, up. Looks like we're gonna have a few extra. So we're just gonna move them around until you find some way that you like them. I'm gonna put this one up here instead. And I'll put this one down here. All right, that looks good. All right, so now that it all is mapped out, you're gonna take your pipe cleaners and then you're gonna attach everything. So this one has a longer cord there, so it's gonna go around both sides of the cord and then around the rung. Just like that, and then push the pointy end down. This one does not, so I'm gonna push that one in, and then I'm gonna put this around the right side of the light. There we go. If you do the right side of the lights, then stick to that side all the way around. And when I say the right side, I mean you have a cord that's coming out of the left side of the light bulb and then the right side. You won't have so many loops like that are coming up like this if you stick to one side. There it is. And I'm using my fingers to kind of direct the pipe cleaner where I want it to be at. This one might be a little small, so I'm having some issues with it, but we're okay. There we go. All right. So now that I've run out of my little ones, all I'm doing is taking the big one, go as far down as I can, and then cut it off. Just kind of do that all the way around. Make sure you push down the pipe cleaners. That way you don't get poked later on. And you're going to want to make sure that the lights are all the way into the mesh. You don't want them to come through the other side. But you also don't want them laying at the very top of the mesh next to the rungs either. There we go. And we're just going to do this all the way around, and then we are basically done. We do need to make a hanger. What is going on here? So this one I'm actually going to have to do the left side because that's the one that's connecting with the rung, unfortunately. There we go. Purple is not the brightest color, honestly. You have to be really careful when you do the purple. If you do like an all purple lights, you might not be able to see the lights. So I would be very choosy on the colors that you use for your mesh and how far you put the lights in. All right. Green and yellow show up really well, along with white and red. It's the darker colors that don't show up very well. And usually you can't tell the difference between like a bright orange and a bright yellow unless you actually like really look at it. Okay, almost done, just a few more to go. There we go. One more, and then we will create our hook. There we go. All right. And there is our wreath. Let's go ahead and create our hook here. Let's see. So what you're going to do is find the middle. So that's about here. Middle of the top. And you're going to take your pipe cleaner, bring it down, and go around rung 2. And then bring it back up and go around the long part. Just kind of wrap the end. There we go. And then you're going to do the same thing over here. Bring it down, go around rung 2. Bring it up, go around the longer piece and wrap it around. And now you have your hook. So now would be the time for you to kind of move things around. Move your ribbon, make sure everything's where it's supposed to be, that kind of thing, because we did a lot of finagling and moving everything. So this would be the time to fix it. What is going on here? Then that one. There we go. And there we go. All right, so that is what our finished product looks like. We do have some like pieces of stuff just kind of hanging out on the shoes. Okay, I'm going to turn it so you guys can see the sides. It's kind of cool. Okay, so that is our elf butt. You can use the same tutorial for any butt related attachment. If you're going to spray this, get a lint roller and go over it a couple of times before you spray. Okay, and I usually do use E6000 for the glue, and then the spray is Rust-Oleum Clear. It is in the spray paint aisle. Just make sure you get the clear. I usually don't get the glossy, I usually get the matte, but whatever they have is usually what I can get. So, if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other videos, and I will see you next time. Have a good night. Sayonara.